subsided somewhat, giving us ample opportunity to discuss space exploration and Earth observation. And you speak about things out there, but they have a bearing on what happens here in our day-to-day lives. Think of navigation systems, think of meteorologists and the work that they do in forecasting the weather, and you'll realize that you have to have an appreciation of what happens out there. But Leanne, when we do speak about space observation and or exploration and observation and the like, we don't often attach South Africa to that. We think Russia and perhaps the United States. So we'll be finding out today what our role is in the great outdoors that are far beyond, to infinity and beyond, as the saying goes. I'm joined now by the CEO of SANSA, the South African National Space Agency, Dr. Sandile Malinga. Doc, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Morning. It's my pleasure to be here.
Like I said, when we think out of space, we often just assume Russia or the US, but South Africa is very much involved. Talk to us about that.
South Africa has played a great role in terms of space exploration, in dating as far back as the 50s, where we've contributed in many ways. And lately we've contributed to the NASA Mars mission, Curiosity, that was launched in 2011. And we've recently contributed also to the Indian mission to Mars as well, to explore the far reaches of our universe.
SANSA in and of itself as an agency, what is your mandate?
Our mandate is to ensure that South Africa benefits fully from space activities. And here we're talking about making sure that our country benefits by using space in a number of things that are of day-to-day application. In agriculture, as an example, to forecast crop yield, using satellite imagery to monitor our water, the resources that we have, using space resources. For human settlement monitoring as well, looking at urbanization to plan better, and as well as safety and security, our national borders, monitoring those. And also using satellite imagery for disaster management and monitoring, in particular one focusing on floods as an example. Those are some of the applications that one can use space in.
We've got some exports, I can call, for a lack of a better word, South Africans in space, the likes of Mark Shuttleworth. We also have Mandla Maseko. He's soon to go. I think sometime early next year he's scheduled to go up there. But what about our own satellites? Is that something in the near future?
Yes, South Africa has done very well in terms of satellite build program. You'll probably recall that in 1999 we launched SANSA, which was built by Stellenbosch University. That was followed up by Sandile satellite that was launched in 2009 and has been in operation until 2011, collecting a very useful imagery that we use for a number of things, monitoring disasters and so on and so forth. And at the moment we are in a process of building the next satellite for our country, as part of our contribution to the African Resource Management Constellation, what we call ARMC, which is a partnership between Algeria, Nigeria, South Africa and Kenya, which seeks to ensure that those four countries each contribute a satellite in a constellation to monitor resources on the African continent.
I look at yourself, and then another guest we'll be having later on the show, Ms. Gladys Makakula, the engineer here at SANSA. And I'm asking myself the role of, should we say, quote, previously disadvantaged in this particular space. Is it growing? Is it where it should be? How far have we come as South Africans to make sure that it is inclusive when it comes to the demographics?
That is a challenge, but we are making strides. We have a number of programs looking at getting young people into our programs, into our training initiatives. We have bursaries programs that we run. We have internship programs that we run in partnership with the Department of Science and Technology. And one sees a number of young people coming, are very enthusiastic, very capable. And we are very hopeful that in the next few years, we'll have the next astronaut going into space from South African soil.
Fantastic. And lastly, as briefly as possible, why should our viewers at home care about space exploration and observation? I mean, I'm sitting trying to have my cereal, just trying to make sure that I go to work. Why should it concern me?
Space, we normally think of it as being out there. Actually, it's close to us than we think. We use it for everything that we do. Navigation, we use GPS, you use your cell phone, you use your banking, satellite-related banking as an example, ATMs that are mobile. And so it's something that we use daily, and it's closer than we think.
Let's leave it there, Doc. Thank you so much for your time. That is Dr. Sandile Malinga. Is the CEO here at the South African National Space Agency. Now, when we come back, we'll be talking a little bit more about things like living on Mars and whether or not that's a possibility. It's just some of the aspects when we talk about traveling out to space. I wonder whether or not they could play any sports in Mars. What do you think?